Hello everyone, in this tutorial we are going to take an in-depth look at making levels. We will be covering custom castle ground, custom castle inside, with custom paintings. We will make a custom Bourbon Battlefield level. We will add a star, enemies, and we will play with the room systems as well. Alright, let's get started. First, this is a brand new Blender file, delete everything. Press your N key to open this panel. Make sure that Save Textures as PNG is unchecked. Then you want to set up your decomp path. And now it's time to create a level layout. So click this button. And boom! Press OK in here. And you are all set. This is a level layout, so it's basically a basic level. If you were to export this right now, it would work. But we're gonna customize it a little bit. First, you see these boundaries? This is the maximum level size. By default, Hacker SM64 is set to double the maximum size of levels. So you can just scale it by 2, and this is your actual maximum level size. Alright. We will model a basic thing just to serve as the castle grounds. So this will be loaded each time you select a file. So when you start playing, you select a file and boom, you're loaded right there. Something very important when you're making levels. First, make sure it's properly scaled. This is Mario's size right there. And you can see my level is way too big. So I'm just gonna scale it down like this. As well as the other important thing being walls, when you make them, make sure they are 100% vertical. You don't want them to be slightly inclined like this, or on the other side, like that. You don't want that. You want them to be perfectly vertical. Otherwise they will either count as a steep slope or a ceiling, which means you won't be able to wall kick out of them. What I like to do when making levels is to go to modifiers and look for the triangulate modifier. Like this. That way you can see how it will look like in game. Alright, we have our basic level. Perfect. Alright, we need to texture it. So this is basically the same as texturing custom actors, just like in my last video. So I'm gonna use some textures that I made yesterday. Now we need to UV unwrap. I'm just gonna do a cube projection and make it 2 in size. There we go. But you may want to be more detailed and actually edit the UVs over here. But this is good enough for me. Okay, next we want to set up some warps. In case Mario dies in this level, we don't want the game to crash. So we will add a death warp. For that, simply go where you want to respawn, in case you die. Up, you can put any empty you want, making it face where you want Mario to face. I'm gonna also move the Mario Start Warp 180 degrees so we face like this when we spawn. Okay, and for the Death Warp, I'm just gonna duplicate it like this. Well, I can duplicate it later, I'm gonna go here, object, model known, behavior is gonna be a warp. And I like to use faded warp in levels where you're not supposed to die, because it just magically brings you back, you know, it's fading, it's magic. Then we want to add a parameter to it. This one's gonna be named 0f0. This one's gonna be named 0f0 because f1, my bad, because it's the death warp, and there is hard-coded values, and those are hard-coded IDs. 0xf0 is for winning a star, and 0xf1 is to come back when you die. I'm gonna also do a f0 warp. So this warp right there will basically never be used ever, but it's just a fail-safe in case someone adds a star and we collect it and we don't want the game to crash, even if there is no star supposed to be in this level, you know. So just in case, we have this. Then we're gonna add over here another warp. So empty, I'm gonna do a sphere. Up, this is gonna be an object, and this will transition us into the castle, into the hub. Because right now we are doing castle grounds. This will bring us to the castle inside. I'm gonna name it B0. This is just a number you can experiment with. You can just use your own. I like to have mine as B0, B1, B2, etc. Finally, you want to go to area 1. So this warp node here is the player start. So you don't need to worry about anything, do not touch it. Like this value right here, you leave it. F0, this is if we win. So basically, this is the one we made up here, this one. You don't touch it either. Same for the last one, you don't touch it. This one. And then you can add a new warp node for this warp that we just made. So warp ID was 0xb0. We want to go to castle inside at the level entrance, so 0 at the Mario start. Okay, then we are good. Now, before we export our level, we can tweak some settings if we want to. For example, the music. I'm gonna do disable music in the castle ground. The terrain type, you can change it to whatever you want. I'm gonna keep it as grass. Environment type, this is the particles if you want snow, if you want water bubbles, you know, or lava bubbles, you know. I'm gonna leave it at none. Zoom out on pause. I don't want. So when you pause the game in Mario 64, the camera will be around like this, very far away and blurred, and you can see the stage behind the text. The text exit course, exit you know, exit course, continue, score, all of that. So we don't want that because this level is ugly as hell. So we just want to, when you pause, you just blur the screen and the cameras remain where it is. So I'm gonna disable this. Alright, and for the level, you can change the sky. You can select a bank, a group for your actors. I will not use any. And we are good to go. Alright, now we just go to Combine Exporter, select Castle Grounds, and export. There we go. Oh, you can see my warps are not set inside the area. We need to do that. We need to, there we go. Drag them, hold shift, and drop them on the area to parent them. Okay, I'm gonna export again. There we go. Now, if we compile our game and play, we will be able to spawn in our level.
It's me, Mario! Okie dokie!
Perfect. Something you can see is that my camera is fading through the geometry, is going through. So we will fix this in a few seconds. But first I just want to show you that the level is working. We have a steep slope here. We have walls here. And we have our path. And our spawn point right there. If we go inside, so this will trigger the warp and we will be hopefully teleported into the castle. And we are, but we are instantly being teleported inside another level. This is just because our warps are arranged in the castle inside, the vanilla castle inside. But since we will be overwriting castle inside, we don't have to worry about all of that. This is not a bug, this is not anything we have to worry about. Alright, let's fix the camera first. You want to go in your decomp folder, include config camera. And at the bottom here, you want to uncomment define puppycam. Now, if you compile and play again, now our camera doesn't go through the geometry anymore. And that's very good. Alright, this is our castle grounds. Now it is time to tackle the beast of this video, which is castle inside. So what I usually do is make a brand new Blender file, but for this tutorial, and because there is a few things that are better doing it that way, especially when you need to check warps and stuff like this, I'm just gonna create a new collection with another level layout inside. So inside, I'm gonna do another collection for Bob-omb Battlefield, because this will be the level we will be overwriting. But we will focus on this later, so we can hide it. Up! Now we want the tools, create level layout, boom. The bounds, we extend them by 2. We can go back to shading, viewport shading view. I am going to first rename Mario Start, castle inside. There we go. Then I am going to add 2 warps. Boom, boom, boom. Which will be the the same one as earlier. Basically, if you somehow die in your level, we don't want the game to crash. So we will assign fading warp. Another warp that is very important that we're gonna add in this one, and only in this level, is the exit course warp. So when you're in a level, you do your pause menu and you click exit course. This will bring you right here. And the parameter 2 of this one is 0xf, is 0x1f, my bad. Up. So now if we exit the course, whatever course we're inside, if we exit it, it will not crash, it will just bring us back right here. Alright, now let's make a quick little level. We will be adding a door over here, and I will show you exactly the dimensions of doors, but for now what you need to know is that the width of a door is 0.3. Alright, I'm going to import a little mesh that I made. This here is as close as possible to the exact size of a door in Mario 64. So if you want to place it perfectly, you want to add a loop cut here. Boom, place the door over here. And for the dimension, you can see them right here. 1.54 on the X, 0.3 on the Y, and 2.57 on the Z. Now I'm just gonna redimension my door hole. And now we can take our door and move it into its own collection. I'm gonna call ref for references. Up, and we no longer need it because we have the exact size of our hole, and we have the exact location as well for the empty, which we're gonna add right now. Plain axe, object, door. I'm gonna do the castle door. Behavior, just the regular door. There we go. And now we have our door set up. You may want to do a 180 degrees if you don't like the direction the door is opening, because there is one direction where Mario will push the door, and when he comes back he will pull the door instead of pushing it. So you may want to do a 180 to fit with like which one you prefer. Also, just so you know, the Y right here is the direction of the door, basically. So if I was 90 degrees like this, my X is here, the door will be like this, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna leave it like this, and now the door will be like this. Perfect. Alright, next I'm going to set up a warp to come back to what's it called? To come back to Castle Grounds. I'm gonna modify the properties. So music sequence I want inside castle, terrain I want stone, environment type we'll leave it as known. Alright, level I'm gonna do where is it? Oh wait, no, it's in area. I want to zoom out, to disable zoom out. Okay, and level 2. We are good. We don't need to change the sky because we won't see it, there is a roof. Okay, now if we let me just move Mario start. I'm gonna move it here. There we go. Now if we export this as castle inside, there we go. We should have our little level. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, as you can see, we are getting right into the warp as soon as we leave, so we're gonna fix this. But here is our door. And now we're in the other room. Okay, so two things. First, I'm gonna texture this and UV unwrap it. Like this. Then I'm going back into castle grounds and I'm gonna create a warp next to this one. Of course, I messed up something. This is what I forgot to do. Alright, here we want this here to point to B1 export level. Then here we want to set this one to be B1. There we go. And we're gonna export into castle grounds. Perfect. Not perfect. I'm gonna use the fading warp for this one. But yeah, feel free to experiment with all the different warp types until you find the one that you like. And now you should be all set. I'm just going to do this. I'm gonna take this. There we go. And I'm gonna export this as the castle grounds. Okay, the game is not crashing if I try to take the warp. There we go. And perfect. Now, for the next step, we are going to add a painting right here on this wall. For that, we need a few things. First, I'm gonna use what I call a painting template. So, what you want to do is create a cube like this. This will be the painting hole. When you jump in a painting in Mario 64, there is a hole behind it. So you're basically just jumping into a square hole, and the hole is just covered with a painting. Basically, it's like if you played Minecraft and you've done those very old secret door, secret passage behind the painting bases. It's basically the same. You know, there is a painting and you walk through it, and behind it there is a doorway, and you're inside a hole, you're inside a new area. It's the same in Mario 64. So this will be the hole. You want to resize it to the size of the painting. By default, the painting size is 614, I think. But we will do 500 by 500. So this will be 5 for the cube, like this, instead of 6.14. You want to align it with the wall. So what I've done earlier is that I purposefully oriented this wall 55 degrees, if I'm correct, like this. So you see it's perfectly aligned. But you may not have the thing perfectly aligned on your wall. Maybe it will be like this, you know? You don't know the exact angle. Well, here we can see it, but no, you don't know the exact angle. So what you can do is just go to the corner of your wall, put your cursor here, then move your cube over here. Well, there we go. You want the origin on the corner of your cube, then you put your cursor here, boom boom, like this, and now you just rotate it and align it as much as you can to be perfectly on the edge, like this. But for me, I'm just gonna do 55 because that's the exact number. There we go. Now you want to position your hole. This will be good like this. I'm gonna move it like this. And now you want to use a Boolean modifier to cut the hole into the wall. Boom. Boom. And now that we have our cube, we can move it into the ref collection. Oh, as you can see, the room is upside down. There we go. If you go in here, face orientation, you should have everything blue where Mario will stand. Mario should stand on something blue. So if it's an outside, like if this was a rock, the rock will need to be blue, so you would need to invert. But for our case, we are an inside, so we need the inside to be blue. Alright, now I'm just gonna do this, and now we have our hole. So, what you want to do? F to fill, E to extrude. You can do like 4 to 5 meters. Perfect. And now we have the hole for the painting. The painting will go in here, right there. However, it's not done yet. We need to set up the collision for the painting warp as well as the painting wobble effect. The ripple when you go next to the painting and you see whoa, 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 the painting just wobble like this. So, for that, we're gonna copy this. I'm gonna move it into its own object, so Control P. Then I'm going to double tap G, then hold Alt to expand along the vertices, like this. I'm gonna add another edge where it was originally. I'm gonna cut this and place it down. Now you want to put them a little bit up, so 0.05 is perfect, like this. Alright, it's not done yet for the collision, however. What you can do is rename it to painting collision and have all of your painting in this object, so you can just, you know, have a painting here, etc. in the same object. You want to disable render, so it will be hidden. And now it's time to do the biggest part of it. You want to subdivide it into 6 different cells. This cell will be for the wobble left, middle and right, and this is for the warp right, warp middle, warp left of the painting. So we will create some materials. BOB wobble left, wobble middle, wobble right, then left warp, middle warp, as well as right warp. There we go. Now we need to assign them here. So this will be the left. You see, when you look at the painting, it's on the left, basically. So wobble, warp left, assign, warp middle, assign, warp right, assign, and here we have wobble right, wobble middle, and wobble left, like this. Now that we have the material assigned, we need to set up the collisions right here, collision type. Tick show all option right here, and now you can select the collision type that you want. For BOB, Bob-omb Battlefield, it will be painting wobble A6, then painting wobble A7 and A8, and for the warp, you want to be D3, D4, and D5. Basically, by the way, when I click on this, it automatically changes to the right material. That's why I'm able to change the collision like this. So you want to show all option, and it was D5. Okay. And if you wonder where the hell did I get those values from, in the description there will be a link to a document that contains everything you need to know about paintings and the SM64 Decomp. It was made by Jeff Tastic, and yeah, it will have all the value you need for every single painting. So if you want to, instead of going to BOB, you want to go to Worms Fortress, you will just change the value accordingly based on the document. Alright, now we need to set up the warp nodes. So you go to the area, boom, where is it, there it is, up, add a warp node. Warp ID, it will be 00, if I remember correctly, yes. This will be a painting, Bob-omb Battlefield, and this is the correct values. Next, 01, 02, painting, painting, like this. Now, if we compile after exporting this level, we will be able to get inside Bob-omb Battlefield. However, the painting will not be visible just yet. Here, there we go. Okay, something good that we can test is our exit course warp works. However, if we take a star or die in this level, we will crash the game, which is why we need to set up 2 warps. Next to the painting, up, I'm gonna do empty cone. Boom. I'm gonna move it, important, by 1 unit. Because otherwise you may die or collect a star, come like be spit out of the warp and immediately go back into the painting as you are being ejected from the warp. So we don't want that. We want it to be ejected in this direction, and then you have the cutscene and everything, you know. If I do 180 like this, it will just be spit back into the building, the painting, and we don't want that. Okay, so this will be in case we win. This is going to be an object warp painting star collect. There we go. Parameters, we'll call it B1. Then I'm gonna duplicate it. Bob Death Warp. I'm gonna call it B2. And here it's gonna be painting. Oops. Painting Death Warp. There we go. Okay, now we will be able to lose and win in our level once we have replaced it. For now, if we lose or win in the vanilla Bourbon Battlefield, it will still crash the game. Because B2 and B0 are not the warp you usually, you know, come exit from. But we will fix this very quickly, very soon. We want to add those into the area. There we go. And now, here comes the fun part, the painting. The way we are gonna do this is, first of all, we need to modify the painting properties. So, open your Decomp folder. Go to levels, castle inside. Then you want painting.ink.c. We're gonna go to BOB. Oops. BOB or any other painting you chose, but I chose BOB. Then here we want to modify the size. The size, as I said earlier, was 5 meters. So I'm gonna do 500. Then you want the location. The location, we don't have it yet, but we will figure it out very soon. The rotation, it was 55 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. We will see if I need to add 90 degrees, remove 90 degrees, depending on what the painting looks like. But for now, this should be good. Then we want to do the position. How do we get the position? This is pretty straightforward. It's a bit silly, but it's how it works. So you go to the corner of your painting, the bottom left corner of your painting. You want to add an empty. There we go. I usually align it with my painting, but it's not very needed. You just want to have an empty here. Object, I'm gonna do model, a random model. I usually do one up. Like this. This is a temporary item, which means we will delete it after. We're just gonna place it here, yoink its position, and then get rid of it. So, like this, up, painting ref pose, like that. Now I'm gonna export the level, and in the decomp, you will be able to see in the script.c, one up here. and this is the coordinates. So we're gonna copy this, paste it here. Boom. Perfect. Now, if we play, after compiling, we should see nothing. Because I forgot to do something. But well, we can see our 1-up. There we go. The painting still works. Okay, I forgot to do something important to display the painting. First, we can get rid of the 1-up mushroom. We no longer need the coordinate. I'm gonna move it to ref. There we go. Then we want to go in your area where you have the painting, and you want to add in geoink.c, you want to add 2 lines that will be in the document. Right here. Those 2 lines make the painting visible. And here, painting ID, you replace it with the ID that you can find in the document as well. For Bomb Battlefield, it's ID 0. If you have multiple paintings, I am not sure if you need to copy paste those 2 again. I would assume you just need to paste this second line multiple times as many paintings you have. So it will be some trials and error you can do yourself. It's pretty easy, so if it doesn't work like this, it will work like this, basically. Okay, so we got this. Now we can make and play. Note that this right here, those 2 lines will be erased each time you export your level from Blender. So for testing purposes, you will need to go in this script.c, not script.c, you will go in this geoink.c and paste the lines again, over and over again. Okay, we don't see the painting, the orientation might be messed up. Ah, see? We see it. Painting is here. But it is in the wrong direction. We just need to add 180 degrees, it should be working fine. So, I'm gonna do painting here, rotation, trusty calculator, 55 plus 180, boom, 235, boom, 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 boom. There it is, look at this beauty. I forgot to export the level again, so we still have the 1-up in this corner. But yeah, there it is, it's working, and you can see it's wobbling. Like this, as well as in the middle. Like this. And now you can just get inside. And that is it for this part of the tutorial. Now you may want to keep the texture of the painting as is, but for my case I want to have something unique. So we're gonna create texture together. And now it's time for some art. So this right here is a painting template I have made. I will show you exactly how it works very soon. If you want to have it, you can check the description to see the SM64 Discord server, and inside the resource channel you will be able to find it over there. Alright, now how does this thing work? Why is it uneven? You see here, this is thinner than here. Why? It's because paintings in Mario 64 are messed up on their UVs, so basically this will not be visible. And yeah, why do we have a gray line in the middle? This is a 2 pixel wide line. Those 2 lines need to have the same pixels, exactly the same thing. So basically you want to color your thing and then duplicate this line and paste it below as well. let's do a 64 by 64 painting. We're gonna copy paste our painting template. I'm gonna do opacity a little lower like this. Well, completely gone actually for now. Up. So for our painting, we'll just do a random thing. So first you want to have a full color. We'll take blue. Then you can just paint or do pixel art or do your thing to make your painting amazing. Okay, now we want to save it. You can save it. Wait, now it's not done yet. We need to do the little line in the middle, right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select half of the line. I'm gonna go back on my painting. I'm gonna fuse those two layers together. Boom. Then I'm gonna Control C, Control V, and I'm gonna move this one on top. There we go. Otherwise you will have a seam in the middle of your texture. So you need to have those 2 pixels, you know, exactly the same one. You see it's stretched vertically. This is exactly what we want. Okay, now what you want to do is use the template to find the middle, like this. You want to crop, boom, and save it. Oops, what did I do? You want to save it as PNG. I'm gonna do tutorial top. I'm gonna do Control Z, invert. I'm gonna crop. I'm gonna do tutorial bottom. Boom, Control Z. Then you can save your image completely full. There we go. If you want to. We will not be using the full image, but it's just for you if you want to keep it. Okay, and now we want to go over in your decomp folder. Boom. We want to go to levels, castle inside, and here you have all the paintings. Perfect, perfect. We see this one, you see the name? You want to copy the name like this. Well, hold on. Basically, you want those two to have the exact same name as the Bourbon Battlefield ones. So I'm gonna copy this, boom. This was the top painting, so I'm gonna do top. Of course, I chose the bottom one up. So the top you want to name it like this, and the bottom, I assume it was 18, which means we can now copy this. Yes, it was 18, so 17 and 18. You want to replace. Boom, perfect. And now that this is done, you want to do a make clean. Compile and play again. We should see our beautiful painting. Look at this beauty. Hop. Alright, painting is done. Now we're gonna do Bourbon Battlefield. Boom, boom. Now you know the drill. Create level layout. Expand by 2. Now we're gonna make a sweet little level. Okay, here we're gonna add a door. Why not this one? And inside we could add some enemies. Let's use a Kumba. Boom! I'm gonna put one here, one there, and one over here. I'm gonna take all of that into open battlefield. Into the area. Like this, perfect. Here we want to add here we will add a star. Up! So for the star, select the model you want. For me it will be a star. Then behavior star, and here it's important. Param 1. This will be the ID of the star. So, you know, the first star of the level, the third or the fourth, etc. Starting by 0. 0 is star 1, 3 is star 4. I'm gonna use the star 4 for example. Okay, now if we replace boom 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 battlefield, it should be almost working. We need to set up the warps. Now if we die, no, if we win, we want to go to B1, and if we lose we want to go to the one we defined earlier. It was B2. Like this, perfect. I may have swapped them, we'll see if it's correct. And now, export, perfect. Now if we make and play, perfect. The door is not showing because I used the Hazy Maze Cave door, and we are not in Hazy Maze Cave, so it's not showing, but it's working as you can see. We can crush those Goombas. Hop. Oh, someone escaped. Hop. And the star. Let's do some parkour. Let's see which star it is. It should be the fourth. Ah! See, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. We are back into the painting. This is good. This is not good. Oh, yeah, we are back into the painting. And you can see it was the fourth star. Perfect. Which means we need to fix the castle inside real quick. Like this. And rotate them 180. Perfect. And now we want to export the level again. Perfect. And we want to paste those two lines again. Perfect. Okay, let's make and play. So we saw the warp to get the star was working. Let's see if the exit course warp is working. Yes, it's working. And let's see if the death warp is working as well. There we go, perfect.
Mamma mia!
Which means the warp when we get the star will be working too. Perfect. You see Mario tweaking over there? It's most likely due to the fact that the warps are too close to the painting. You can add a death plane. Basically, if you were to jump outside of the bounds for now, you will just be blocked by an invisible world right there. Same here and everywhere. Because in Mario you need to have something below you in order to be able to be above it. So if we do this like that, we can add this into the area in your render, and then you can add a death plane material with a death plane collision. Perfect, and now we will be able to jump off the edge and die and be brought back into the castle level. This is very useful if you want to do like some levels in the sky, you know, not an enclosed level, you know, not like Ezime's Cave, or basically just like Tower of the Wind Cap, you know, basically those kind of level, Rainbow Ride, etc. Like this, perfect. What you want to do, for example, we want to render the exterior of the building when we are outside and the interior only when we are inside. So you're gonna take everything inside. Boom. You're gonna Control P. Well, you're gonna P to separate. Then we have our inside and our outside. Like this. And what you want to do, first in area, you go at the bottom, enable a room system. You want to make sure the room empties that you're gonna create are at the very top of the list in the area. For example, I'm gonna name it a room 0 global. You need to have a global room. So this will be constantly visible all the time, whatever is inside. You can leave it with nothing inside if you want, but you need to have one. So, like this, you see it's at the very top because I put a 0 in front. So I'm gonna duplicate it. I'm gonna do outside. I'm gonna duplicate it and do inside with numbers like this. What you want to do, for example, in the door, you want it to be visible all the time. So we're gonna put it here. The Goombas, you want them to be visible only inside. The star, you want it to be visible only outside. And this, you want it to be visible only outside. And the inside of the building only when you're inside. Then you got the death plane visible, well, visible, interactable all the time. Like this. And same for this, you will go into global. Perfect. Now, if we export our level, now you can see through the door a little bit. We don't see the stone texture because it's not rendered so far. We can see everything else, we can see everything outside. But as soon as we get in, boom! It's being rendered. And now the outside is not rendered, as you can see. We see the sky. I'm gonna escape. And now we are back outside and we can see outside. This is very useful if you have a lot of geometry in your level and you want to save some performance. And yeah, that's about it for rooms. Alright everyone, that is it for this long tutorial on level creation. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful to you. I hope you will be making a lot of cool paintings. And yeah, I hope you had a good time. I see you in the next one. Have a good day.